crushed the 76ers by 4.
In the lane, so that when Robert Parrish can't get to his man, Caldwell Jones, now he gets there late. Now the idea was really to get Robert Parrish away from the basket, but Caldwell Jones kept making those shots. And then when Robert Parrish did get out there, the one time he went around him. So the idea is that Philadelphia wants to get the middle open so they can go back to the game that they wanted to play originally. And so the effect on the game today will be, will Boston overreact in trying to make sure they stop that play?
Intense in game number 2. There's Caldwell Jones, number 11. Sixers in white, Celtics in their traditional green, Philadelphia ball. Season series again, 4-2. Boston won it, and they were 2-1 here at the Spectrum. Isolating Caldwell Jones against Parrish, the rebound to Tiny. They don't want Tiny Archibald to penetrate inside. They don't care if he shoots from outside.
Now, what I think that Philadelphia just did in opening the play with Caldwell Jones shooting outside was a psychological thing more than anything else. It's not that they expect so much out of Caldwell Jones, but to make Robert Parrish aware.
ML Carr with the first basket of the ball game. Bobby Jones swings it around. Carr is on Tony, overplaying Andrew, who goes baseline, and the first foul of the ball game. The referees, Jack Madden and Wally Rooney, are the working officials, and Mike Mathis is the alternate, and the personal foul is on ML Carr. Irving coming around a screen. Caldwell Jones setting it. Julius still looking for a big offensive game. And a foul again. Boston picks up 2 quick ones. That one's on Maxwell.
Now what Cunningham, what he's trying to do is to get a distortion in the Celtic defense. And that's why it's so important that Caldwell Jones took that first shot, but even more important, he made it.
What do you mean by distortion? What are they looking to track?
Well, normally, Robert Parrish is blocking everybody. Anybody coming in the middle, he's there to try to block the shot. But if his man is the key offensive player, then he has to concentrate on him, because you can't have a guy shooting free if he's going to make it.
Opening minute, the turnover. Bobby Jones, and Mo Cheeks has the ball. Bird is there. Tony with a short jumper. Tiny Archibald's shoulder, injured in the Washington series, is hurt. He is still on the ground. There you see him. ML Carr misses. And here comes Philadelphia. 3-on-2. Tiny Archibald is sitting on the court. And now we have a whistle. Tiny has an injured shoulder, and here comes Bill Fitch and Ray Melchione, the trainer. And this may be something more than casual right here.
This is a key injury, and he's hurt his shoulder. How bad, we can't tell, but I know he didn't get up. And so it looks like it may be serious.
He first hurt the shoulder when Rick Mahorn hit him in the Washington series.
Now here's the contact right there. The two guys both going for a loose ball, so there's no foul, but he's holding that shoulder like it's maybe a separation.
It was in the Washington series that Archibald first hurt the shoulder, but you see how he's going after that loose ball with Mo Cheeks, and there you see just the way his left arm is placed on the floor that he hurt it, and he's going to the dressing room. That could be a big blow against the Celtics, because You could talk about that front line, but the man that ignites that ball club is Nate Tiny Archibald.
That's right. He sets the tone for everyone. Larry Bird said in an interview earlier this year that Tiny is the guy that gets him started. And Tiny runs the offense to make sure that they get a lot of the fast breaks and everything. But now Gerald Henderson did a great job for the Celtics while Tiny was out before.
He played in 28 games as a starter when Tiny was out with a wrist injury. So there's Larry Bird, but Gerald Henderson is in the game and will guard Mo Cheeks.
But that changes the Celtic team.
I want to find out why in a moment. Philadelphia has the ball. Andrew Toney in a crowd. Triple team. And he throws it away. All right, why?
Because it changes the substitution. Fitch, when he goes to the bench, he has a different guys, and you try to keep certain combinations on the floor at all times. Certain amount of offensive power, a certain amount of defensive power. You can try to balance that. And if you have to change your rotation because of injury, that makes it tough, especially because of injury, because you don't have time to prepare for it.
Personal foul is on Julius Erving, his first foul. And the first Philadelphia team foul. There you see Julius guarding Maxwell. Bobby Jones is on Larry Bird, and a good pass from Bird to Maxwell, who has the bucket. So Tiny Archibald, who left with a minute and a half gone by here in the opening period. Gerald Henderson, in his third year from Virginia Commonwealth, takes over. Andrew Toney, red hot with 30 points in the last game, gets off on the right foot here. And you can sense the drama already in this ball game. Game 3, double team Maxwell, and he scores anyway, inside.
Now, the difference you'll see in the Celtics offense immediately is that you find the forwards will bring the ball up more often, but when Tiny's in there, he brings the ball up and runs the offense.
Julius helped out by Bird, and he scores over Larry Bird. Julius Erving, who scored 12 points in game 1 and 20 in game 2, still looking for that big offensive outburst. Bird gets it low. Carr over Toney is short. Carr gets the rebound. Carr shoots again and hits from the corner. M.L. Carr, who did not start most of the year at guard. Chris Ford did. But Carr came on when Ford was hurt and did not relinquish the guard spot the rest of the year. That's the off-guard position. Julius going to the baseline. What a move on Maxwell. And a foul inside against the Celtics. Their 4th team foul. And we see the leading rebounder in the series, but not the leading scorer. Had 18 points Wednesday night after a 24-point effort Sunday. Short. Parrish, here's the break. They got Henderson. Carr is down. And Bird to the right. Gerald Henderson. Carr goes up without the ball. Carr again. What a play by M.L. Carr. How did he roll that in the net?
That's what Philadelphia has to stop, that second and third shot inside. Now, Boston's a great offensive rebounding team. And when Philadelphia's in their traps, it's hard to screen out because it's like playing a zone defense.
M.L. Carr, 3 for 6. You shouldn't say that word. 3 for 6 from the field. Toney banks it in. This is going to be a high-speed game. You have that sense already. Gerald Henderson, who averaged over 10 points a game, but has hit over 14 and a half in 2 games, and steps called against Robert Parrish.
That was a good call.
1 for 2, normally an outstanding free throw shooter. And the Celtic lead is 5-2. A little under 7 minutes to play first period. So far, they have not made any move. Henderson has improved this year defensively. He's been quick offensively, but he's done it on the D this year. Carr working against Toney. Tough shot by M.L. Stuck through, and no basket. No basket. And they interfered with the ball on top of the cylinder. Offensive goaltending called against the Celtics, and we'll have our first timeout, and the crowd.
That's why the good teams, and you emphasize teams, they have to overcome injuries as much as they have bad shooting days.
Well, Hollins with Philadelphia, Cupjack all year with L.A. Julius, fine pass, well-executed play from Bobby Jones. Does that have any relation with the Caldwell-Jones play at all, the way they run it?
Well, that was a missed assignment. Robert Parrish was supposed to switch. I heard him, I saw him say to Maxwell, I should have gotten that.
They got to talk more inside, don't they? Maxwell, double team, triple team for a while. Finds Carr. They want Boston to shoot outside. He misses a 3-point play, and here's the running game. Julius. Philadelphia has their first lead of the ball game.
it turned out to be a pretty good minor league, and the NBA has invested money to help develop some of the young players and referees.
Julius. This is loose ball, and Maxwell has it. Tiny Archibald has a dislocated left shoulder. Won't be back today. They're going to x-ray it. He could be back tomorrow.
And that's how Philadelphia gets most of their fast breaks on speed.
Air ball and a foul. Bill Fitch off the bench. He is not pleased with what the Celtics are doing, and now this is one of these unexpected developments that always happen in a series. This is for the first time an early injury to one of the starters. Tony, by the way, has his second personal foul, and the Sixers have to watch out for that because he tends to get into foul trouble that could take him out of his offensive game. Here's Darryl Dawkins coming in. Bird struggling from the line so far, and Dawkins against Paris. He burned Boston that time. Julius can't hit the shot inside. Irving missed the layup. Maxwell on the break, and that's what Philadelphia has to stop because Boston breaks out of the rebound with a break so well. 4-point Celtic lead.
That will happen most of the time when you miss a shot that you expect to make. That the other team, if they're a fast-breaking team, they will be able to run the break.
4:10 remaining in the first period. Tony against Carr, pulls up short, and Henderson has it. Cheeks meets Henderson, and Gerald goes up and is fouled. Will go to the line. Now the look out by Paris. Here comes a 2-on-1. Celtics. Henderson. And now Philadelphia coming back with Julius. Boston back on the D. Cheeks. Henderson guarding.
Now one of the things that Philadelphia has to have is aggressive play
Like that?
by Maurice Cheeks.
All right.
Sometime during the game, he's going to have to take over it and take some shots and make them play him honestly. Because he's the guy that they try to just play him for the passes.
Bird's on baseline, shuffles to Max. Maxwell, short shot, it goes. It's a point that Bill made in game number 1 when Cheeks was practically passive throughout the whole game. He came out like a house of fire in game 2, and his aggressiveness was a big factor in Philadelphia's victory. Right now, Maxwell, 4 for 4 from the field. Celtics going to him offensively, no question. Cheeks hit. That's what they want.
See, if he looks for the shot, then that changes the way the defense has to react. If they're playing for the pass, and they cover the passing lanes very well, but if they got to go in for a shot, they can't cover those lanes quite as well.
Bird in and out. Boston still keeps it. 2:35 remaining in the first. We're going to see Mike Banham come in. Paris double team with the guard. And a foul. Now, the reason why the Sixers double-team Paris with a guard is because they want
interception and other violations like 3 seconds and things like that.
He missed them both. 4 for 8 from the line. The Celtics have missed 4 free throws so far in this first quarter with 2:20 to go. But the Celtics, off the offensive glass, have out-rebounded Philadelphia 7-1. And that's their stock and trade. Tony, triple teamed. Open is Caldwell Jones, and he doesn't make it. But Mike Banham comes in, no basket. And they call it Robert Parrish, who's developed into a totally complete player. And now the Celtics
Far ahead in the first half.
All right, this is important. Andrew Toney has picked up his 3rd team personal foul. 3 fouls on Toney, and he goes to the bench along with Caldwell Jones. And if Toney's in foul trouble, that's a big offensive ammunition out of action for Philadelphia. Clint Richardson, number 4, has come in the game, along with Kevin McHale, number 32. So McHale is in. Bobby Jones is also in. There you're looking at McHale as a big play man. Backing it is ML Carr missing. Cheeks called. No, they call Henderson for the block. And Wally Rooney was right there to period. Kevin McHale up front along with Larry Bird and Robert Parrish. Mike Banham, Darryl Dawkins, and Bobby Jones up front. Caldwell Jones is on the bench. Clint Richardson remains in the game at guard with Mo Cheeks. Henderson and Carr, the guards for Boston. Larry Bird off the mark. And rebound Cheeks. Here he comes. Cheeks certainly aggressive in this game as he was in game number 2. Offensively, which is what they want. Banham. And kept alive by Jones, but into the hands of Bird. Looping shot, the old alley-oop, rope, and there's going to be offensive interference on top of the cylinder by Robert Parrish.
That was a pass. That wasn't a shot.
But can you interfere with the ball when it's on top of the rim, even on a pass?
I guess not.
You really don't want to be an official. Cheeks out the bat. Low. Dawkins. Well executed.
That was a great pass by Bobby Jones.
Sixers within 2. Timeout Boston. An early timeout for the Boston Celtics because the Sixers have run off just 2 points. But the way they're sports.
You know, Dick, I like playoff basketball so much. I'm nervous.
Because you played in more playoff games than regular season games.
It's just, and these teams are going at it so hard. And you can just feel it.
Carr is on Richardson. Henderson on Cheeks. They double team Dawkins shooting over Parrish. Short, and Larry Bird crashes the boards and comes out with it. He's been the leading rebounder in the series coming into this game, and he has 5 so far here to lead everybody. Going in Henderson, and Cheeks got a piece of it, but Boston has a new clock, and Carr will set it up. Bird and Parrish are low. To the left side now, Bird comes out. Parrish turnaround, and he's tough to stop on that shot.
And that offensive rebound ended up hurting Philadelphia because they ended up with a second shot and scoring with it.
Maxwell with 8, leading scorer for the Celtics, most of those early. Irving with 9 and Cheeks with 8, and Clint Richardson gets inside. Big story for Philadelphia with Hollins out has been the play of Clint Richardson, who's been the leading offensive rebounder for Philadelphia in the series.
Now, what happened there was Maurice Cheeks penetrated. When he penetrates, that makes it tough on the Boston defense. That's why Clint Richardson was able to get free, because if they're going to leave one guy when they double team, he's the guy they leave because he's not a good outside shooter.
Bobby Jones to Cheeks on the break. It's a 3-on-1 Philadelphia. Motion. He has 10 points, first figure.
And to say he's being aggressive would be an understatement or redundant, but that's what's happening. When he's aggressive, they are even tougher team offensively. He makes an offense so much better when he's aggressive.
He had migraine headaches last year, curtailed his play in this series. He's 100% here. Parrish goes up and is fouled. But they have a tie right now, I think.
And has been ever since they instituted that three-point rule.
He hit the first one in NBA history, Mike Burks, our producer, tells us. Celtics by 2, under 9 minutes to go. First pass, Dawkins. Piece of the ball by Boston, out of bounds still, Philadelphia ball.
And Billy Cunningham thinks that maybe Dawkins got hit.
I guess so.
And I think he's got hit with a technical.
I guess so. And now he's in danger of being tossed from the game. He better watch his temper. Matt Gucas, his assistant, to the right. He's trying to calm the official down more than Billy.
Now let's see the play. Here's Dawkins going up. Couldn't see whether there's contact or not. But there was definite contact in the next play when he called technical.
14 seconds. Philadelphia has it. 14 seconds. 8:50 to go in the first half. Boston by 2. Philadelphia has led only once in this game. And Bobby Jones ties it up. Fourth tie of the ball game. You can just sense this game and how close it is. McHale. Double team stolen by Bobby Jones. Look how fast he got it to Cheeks. Boston back on the D, and the Sixers lead it. One of the best defensive forwards in the NBA, Bobby Jones, on a steal. Cheeks says it is last 5. And Bill Fitch has to come up with something. Pass inside. Almost another steal. And Chris Ford hits outside for 2. 4 minutes gone by. It seems like we played 3 quarters with the pace of this ball game, and it's only 34 apiece. This is the Boston-Philadelphia playoff drama that's gone on for 12 different occasions. A steal by Bird, who led his team in steals this year.
And both these teams are playing good aggressive defense.
Harris trips. Did Dawkins trip him? I guess so. First foul of the game.
And then with Philadelphia, when they get the things off the steal, they look to run the fast break off, and a key pass is that first pass or that outlet pass.
Kevin McHale over Banham. Fine defense by Mike Banham. Nose to nose with it. Maurice Cheeks coming back against Henderson. Tiny Archibald out the rest of the game with a dislocated left shoulder. Big story so far in this game 3. Dawkins decides not to go outside and goes inside. 6 for Dawkins.
And he's limping a little bit coming back down court.
Well, he suffered a broken shin bone that's continued to bother him. Boston will go to the line and shoot on Philadelphia's third. As Bill has mentioned many times, the Sixers' break run primarily off of their steals. They were second in the league, and they've done a few in this ball game, the break.
Now that number there on steals may be deceptive because they're just clean steals. But they've caused turnovers, and whenever they get them, they have been able to capitalize on them because they're being out-rebounded in this game. I mean, it's not even close.
8-1 on the offensive board.
Rebounded by great numbers.
Parrish has missed 3 free throws in the ball game. Leading scorer, Cheeks with 12 for Philadelphia, and 8 points for Maxwell. As you see, Dawkins, who's on the bench right now, not because he's in foul trouble, he has just 2, but Caldwell Jones in the game. He's moving, trying to bring Parrish well outside. Something worth seeing. Caldwell Jones was practically at midcourt and moving Parrish all the way outside. And Parrish has to guard somebody. Saved nicely by Chris Ford. Henderson to McHale. Nice pass by Gerald Henderson. One extra pass that Philly did so well in game 2.
Well, when you have a good defensive man like Caldwell Jones and Robert Parrish in the middle, you have to make that extra pass because you've got to get him so that he can't get him block that shot. And that one extra pass will sure throw his timing off enough so that you can get the shot off.
Our third lead change in the game, blocked by McHale, and Henderson saves it. No, he was on the line. Philadelphia ball. But you saw McHale with his...
Nice.
Henderson on the line. Yes. Jack Madden right there with it. In the middle is Caldwell Jones. He won't go into the basket for anything.
And Robert Parrish is out on him.
Cheeks with 9 seconds on the clock. Wide open Banham puts a fake on McHale, and it's thrown away off Richardson's hand. The rebounding story, Boston controlling by 10. But remember what Bill said just moments ago. Boston's playing their game off the boards. Philadelphia playing their game with the steal. And that's why we have a 1-point game with 5:40 remaining in the first half. Ford left uncovered outside. 8 seconds on the clock. 3-point play missed. And the rebound, Caldwell Jones. Julius. And a foul. No basket. Foul. Julius Erving. And Philadelphia's biggest lead has been 2 points. Bird outside. Julius Erving is guarding Larry Bird now. Let's watch that. McHale inside. Basket, no. Offensive foul. Wally Rooney calls it. Bill Fitch has his hands in the air.
Now, it was a pass originally meant for Bird. Bobby Jones tipped it. McHale said, look what I found. And there's the other arm. That's the left arm there. He put into Caldwell Jones' shoulder, chest.
Turnover story. McHale with 1 foul. Julius in the crowd. Bobby Jones wide open. Caldwell Jones trying to leap high, but Larry Bird, the leading rebounder in the game.
Bobby Jones does not shoot as well from that side of the court as he does on the other side.
Tipped in by McHale. That's interesting.
That's normal for most of your shooters, except for your really great shooters.
How about from the middle? Julius Erving with the offensive rebound, and Clint Richardson fights. I'll tell you, Clint Richardson is a physical player at 6'3". He is tough, and he has played well for the last 6 games for the Sixers, and they happen to win those games. 4:20 to go in the first half. Double team Parrish, who hits anyway.
Too late with the double team.
They sent Cheeks over there.
If he gets the ball above his shoulder, it's too late for the guard to help out.
9 points for Parrish. And a timeout, 22nd timeout, called for by Philadelphia, New York. Clint Richardson to Julius Erving against Bird. Caldwell, to look where Caldwell Jones is, farther out than he was. And Clint Richardson comes in again for his 6th point of the ball game, and he averaged just 4.5 during the regular year.
Well, he's too physical player for Chris Ford to guard on the inside.
Parrish in the lane here. So Parrish starting to move along now with 11. He's the high scorer for the Celtics. Cheeks with 12, the leading scorer for Philadelphia. Caldwell Jones setting a screen. They want to move Parrish out. They don't want him anywhere near the basket. Caldwell Jones, no. Rebound. McHale. Henderson. They have not penetrated with Henderson at guard. He has stopped just about there or at the lane. Bird.
An important thing for Philadelphia is that Caldwell Jones keeps taking that shot. Because as long as he takes that shot, then Robert Parrish will have to play him honest, and the middle will be open a little more.
There you see Bird and Irving. Two great stars guarding each other right now. Julius. Cheeks. Take on Ford. Mo Cheeks. 14 points for Maurice Cheeks. Almost a steal by Mo, and a foul call. Loose ball variety against Boston, and it's against Gerald.
There's Maurice Cheeks getting the ball. And there's the contact. Not much, but enough.
Timeout called for by Philadelphia. Feature will be on former NBA great Gus Johnson. Rick Roby has come in the ball game for the Boston Celtics. He scored 19 points, 4 more than his season's high in game number 1. And he had 15 in the first half of that ball game. He did not score, however, in game 2. Foul trouble. 2:45 to go first half. Julius is posting Larry Bird, and Bird's hit with his third foul, I believe. It is 3 on Larry.
And turned it over. But he was doing the right thing and looking for Julius, because Julius was inside.
Celtics led by 4 at the quarter. Dawkins will come back for Boston, for Philadelphia, has 2 personals. Inside of Roby. 7 seconds on the shot clock. And an offensive foul. Henderson, he's in game number 2. Henderson goes out, and they're forced to use Ames because of Archibald's injury and Henderson having to
That's
start.
what I meant by the change in the whole team, in that when the coach goes to the bench, his substitute is so different.
You know, we have Henderson now with 4 fouls, 4 personal fouls, so that really rubs it into the Celtics because he's their point guard, their top point guard, and he's on the bench with 4. And Dawkins hits the shot that he hit on Wednesday night when he scored 11 points. And we have our 9th tie of the ball game with 1:35 to go. Ames against Mo Cheeks. Gets it into Bird. Bird got it a little later than he wanted. That's what happened. They haven't worked that much together. Cheeks. Caldwell Jones gets the offensive board, and we go in. Stepping on the line was Julius. They turn it over. Here is Larry Bird. Did he get the ball in time?
Now here he is up. There's a pick, and he got a little late. But I think that the presence of Caldwell Jones didn't help the situation for him either.
He doesn't. He never does. Double team. McHale. Ames down the middle. Blocked by Julius. Here's Clint Richardson. Watch McHale hustle back. The foul in the basket. McHale fouls.
That was a great move by Clint Richardson. He knows that Kevin McHale's a good shot blocker. So what he did, he cut him off. But he could not run him, so he let him go past. He pulled up.
Philadelphia with the biggest lead of their game. And another no turnover. We have a Philadelphia foul. The backup point guard because of the injury to Archibald. Changed things dramatically for the Celtics in this game. Richardson all over Ford. McHale. Boy, does he get the offensive rebounds. And he sent Caldwell.
And Rick Roby took 2 with him.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Caldwell Jones and Daryl Dawkins.
1 Celtic and 2 Philadelphia players. There's the clock to the half. Sixers lead is 2. Watch the final second. First half. Dawkins. And that's the half.
Play Richardson guarding forward. There's that collision.
All right, we've reached halftime. Philadelphia leading Boston 49-47. Straight ahead, Brent Musburger with Kevin Lockery in New York. Finds Andrew Toney, and the trailer is Bobby Jones, who draws the foul.
Of the third quarter is very important to establish dominance if possible.
Bird back to Henderson, to Parrish, double team. And we'll have a steps call traveling against Robert Parrish.
But most teams are too impatient to do that.
Caldwell Jones outside. He's been outside a steal by Henderson. Henderson's going to be Cheeks to the hoop. But Gerald Henderson Henderson, 6 points in the ball game. Having to handle a point guard with Tiny Archibald out. Dislocated left shoulder. It happened very early in the game. A minute and a half gone by, and he went down going for a loose ball with Mo Cheeks.
And he's going to be out for a while.
Irving, Maxwell, Tony has Bobby Jones with a screen. Bird picks up Tony. And wide open is Bobby Jones underneath. And then Parrish came over to help him block the shot. Lead pass, Henderson, and he's called for steps. The pass a little bit too long.
You see that mismatches that they want? There's Bobby Jones free. No, did he have a shot? No way.
3 block shots by Robert. Cheeks outside. Maxwell is all over Julius. Maxwell going for the ball, going for the steal, and fouls it. Half. Caldwell Jones hits outside with Parrish outside the guard him. They weren't giving him the shot unmolested that time. Philadelphia matches their biggest lead of 4. Henderson goes low and beats Cheeks. Bill Fitch, Coach of the Year twice. 16 wins, 3 straight years. Only Larry Costello managed that. Irving and Parrish couldn't block that one.
I don't think we have to describe that one.
12 points for Julius. Maxwell, Carr left open. 39% from the field in this series. But Parrish has the glass. No foul or no basket. There will be a one-shot foul.
He was starting on the starting 5. In fact, we go back a long ways.
That high school has produced so many, not good, great athletes. Irving steal. Julius Irving anticipated that steal. That pass and grabbed the ball. Tony working against Maxwell. And Tony gets the hoop. He smelled that one.
And when you say mismatch, it's the other kind of mismatch. You would think because Maxwell's bigger, it would be a mismatch.
No.
The other way around. But with Tony on the outside, that's a mismatch in his favor. That's a good shot by Larry Bird.
10 for Bird. The counter punchers are at it right now here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Sixers matching their biggest lead of 4, or actually 6. Bird's basket made it 4. Loose ball. Still Philadelphia possession. Julius Irving on the defense. We've seen him do this a million times.
Right in there. Anticipation, knocks the ball loose and goes right after it. And comes up with it and starts the fast break.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Going for 3. Julius Irving. Got it. And that's the first 3-point basket for Philadelphia in this series. And their biggest lead right now, 7 points. Bird guarded by Bobby Jones, and now Irving over, and Henderson wide open hit. Celtics are going to have to hit that perimeter shot.
And when you double team, you're going to always leave something open. And that's why Gerald Henderson was free there, because they double teamed down the lane.
8:05 to go in the third. Sixers by 5. Boston led by 4 at the quarter. Philadelphia by 2 at the half. Bad pass by Caldwell Jones. Turn it over to Boston. Bill Fitch, who coached the Cleveland Cavaliers to an Eastern final against the Boston Celtics one year. And when he came to Boston, the club was in chaos. And has he done the job since coming to Boston? Bird looking inside of Maxwell, guarded by Irving. Bobby Jones is on Bird. Tony now is on Henderson. Cheeks trying to find his man. Too late. Maxwell hit him inside.
Maxwell's working because he's better on the inside. And so that's what makes Robert Parrish so important, because he can shoot the jump shot from the outside.
Maxwell 5 for 5 in the game and was pushed out of bounds. That'll be a Philadelphia foul.
Over Gerald Henderson.
See Cheeks? He's looking for his man.
There he is. See, I found him.
The guy with the bucket.
How do you lose it?
Greatest thrill in basketball, he told us, and 68 Celtics came right back. 7:14 to go in the third. Bird in and out. Caldwell Jones. And a foul. Henderson. Carr is on Bobby Jones. Tony hit. Four for 6 for Andrew, and when he takes 20 or more shots, he usually has a great day. Open Henderson. Henderson with 5 fouls. Carr couldn't do it. Tony on the the break. And he couldn't do it. Philadelphia missed a chance for an easy two. Bird, wide open. On the line, Philadelphia ball.
See, he's the one that's on the airplanes. I'm the guy with the artwork.
I got it. I'm glad to know who you are at this stage. I thought you were Wilt the whole season. Both Cheeks goes in.
Not so much he gets beat, or he'll cause someone else to get in foul trouble. And what happens is, when a guy comes in like this, it's not so much that he doesn't play well, but his special kind of talent, the other team's going to always try to exploit what they do.
Danny Ainge, that'll help his confidence. Danny Ainge averaged 4 points a game, shooting 37%. That'll help him a bit, no question. Tony, offensive foul, and a good call. He pushed Larry Bird off inside.
And that's his fourth foul.
So the foul story becoming important, as it has been since the second period. Clint Richardson's going to be rushed in at the next break to get Tony out of there. Tony with 4 fouls has to go to the bench. Irving tried to knock it away and did, in fact, try to steal it. Here is Clint Richardson. Right about Richardson. He has 3 rebounds this game. He had 10 in one game against Milwaukee. Bird, Maxwell. Double team. Richardson over to Max. Cheeks, here they come. Cheeks. Bird running the other way. Maxwell trying to find their men. They're scrambling all over the court trying to find their assignments. Larry Bird in the middle of Parrish. Up there and a foul. What's this game? So he has not shot that well. Now another offensive foul call. This one against Julius, his 4th foul. So Irving and Tony have 4 for Philadelphia. Bird has 4 for Boston. But Henderson has 5 personals, and he's on the bench. And Dawkins will come back in the ball game. Let's check the matchups. Bobby Jones is on Larry Bird. Caldwell Jones on Parrish. And the jump shot by Bird gives him 12 for the game.
Now, there's some players that don't play as well with fouls. Larry Bird is one that the number of fouls he has, unless I think he gets to 5, it won't bother him at all.
Caldwell Jones open in the corner, and no one switched to him. 4-point lead for Philadelphia. Turnover gives it back to the Sixers. Celtics had a 9-point lead late in the first period. ML Carr inside is fouled.
Maurice Cheeks.
ML Carr, free agent acquisition from Detroit. Celtics liked him a long time, even before he went to Italy to play for a year. Philly by 4, under 4 minutes to go. Cheeks started by Ainge. Richardson. See how they switch or not. They don't. Caldwell Jones is up high. Now goes low against McHale. Parrish is guarding Dawkins, and Jones is loose.
Great pass by Richardson, and that was a setup play to get, and everything is out of the way. Now you execute it. You're doing it by the numbers.
Funny how you get nerves in game 3. I don't know how many sports you would get out in a series where you still would have nerves in the 3rd game of a series. Danny Ainge going to the hoop. Caldwell Jones blocks it. Here comes the break. Bobby Jones. Maxwell blocked. Basket, no, but a foul. A good block. We had called
on the break. There goes Bobby Jones. There's the block right there. All ball right there.
Carr committed the foul. You look at the Boston bench with Casey Jones and Jimmy Rogers. And in the background, Bill Fitch. 18 points for Cheeks. Ainge. Parrish knocks it over into the hands of Caldwell Jones. Philadelphia has an 8-point lead. Their biggest of the ball game. Clint Richardson out to Mo Cheeks. Inside, Bobby Jones.
And Bobby Jones is playing great without the ball. He's really moving to the open spot, and he's getting the weak side pick and the back pick, and he's taking advantage of it.
No basket and a foul at the other end.
The big is not that he's not in shape, but if you don't play very much, you can't get in shape for this game. Plus, the pressure makes you tired a little quicker than normal, so they have to give him rest a little more often.
Fitch is sitting next to Ainge. We have an offensive foul against Philadelphia. An elbow thrown again, and the foul is on Clint Richardson. There it is.
Now here's Richardson. There's the foul right there.
Fitch. to give him some lessons, and now he's kneeling toward the center of the court. And now an offensive foul the other way. Third period. 12-point lead. 8 points. 8-point lead. Not 12, but 8. Cheeks. And they have a foul. Offensive foul against Philadelphia.
Down the play. He passed the ball out.
4 on him.
And there he goes there.
Mike Banham getting set to come back in the ball game. And we've had offensive fouls almost every time up and down.
They called
the fourth. A minute and a half to play in the third. It's an 8-point game. 74-66 Philadelphia. 6 offensive fouls have been called in the last 5 minutes. Caldwell Jones with McHale guarding him. You see the action inside. Hot and heavy.
That's the old high percentage shot.
High is right. Nearing a minute to go in the third. Sixers by 10. Biggest lead 12. And Cheeks fouled Kevin McHale. 8 points. And a cheer as Mo Cheeks goes out. Let's listen. He has had a marvelous series. Best season ever by far. He goes out with 18 points and the high score in the ball game. Also 9 assists. 8-point lead under a minute to play in the third. Dawkins gets into the ball game.
The biggest guard in the league, Daryl Dawkins.
He's playing up high. So is Jones. Tony with Chris Ford guarding him. Now picked up by Parrish. And on the pick and roll, Dawkins gets cut.
Because they've had Julius Erving on the bench for quite a while, and haven't been hurt.
He may be better coming off the bench. Philadelphia by 10. Roby high post. Dawkins with 4 fouls on him. They may want to foul Dawkins. Chris Ford drives in. The basket good and a foul. Gutty play by Chris Ford, the veteran.
Chris Ford coming across.
It's on Dawkins. 5 on Dawkins. And Julius Erving comes back in the ball game. He has scored 15. Dawkins goes out to hand.
His picture today, he made a major contribution because both times he was in the game, they weren't hurt.
On the outside and a Boston. Well,
you don't shoot it the first time it's called.
No.
And there's a technical foul on Bill Fitch. And that's the first time that was called.
All right, but I'm not sure that was the second time for the illegal defense. I don't think it was. We'll clarify it as soon as we get it official. In the last 2 minutes of the period, an illegal defense call automatically is a technical. So that clarifies it. This was the first time it was called, but in the last 2 minutes of the period, you go to the line and shoot. And a technical foul also has been called on Bill Fitch. Maxwell against Tony. Tony.
And they call Roby for pushing off Mike Banham. He went after the loose ball and right there.
He originally had it hurt when Rick Mahorn hit him in the Washington series. Played through that one and played the first 2 games. And an obvious pain Tuesday night is finished for this series. A tough blow for the Celtics. Score by period. Final 12 minutes. You know, the inside game is increasing so much. We have a bunch of heavyweights working here. I think they're going to waive the 3 knockdown rule.
Well, Tony and Ainge are going at it pretty good.
Ice pack on the left wrist of Daryl Dawkins. Tony over Ainge.
And Ainge shouldn't feel bad. Tony's done that over a lot of players.
Matches their biggest lead. 12 points for Philadelphia. Henderson, the point guard, playing with 5 fouls. Bird has 4 against Mike Banham. Off the mark. Here's the break.
What Trump would not do. And as he's getting more confidence and more relaxed, he's making the good plays just like that one, penetrating and passing it off.
Interesting on the matchup, Bantam on Bird, because Mike Bantam studied Larry Bird's moves when he played for the Pacers. Maxwell gets the hoop. Mike Bantam studied Bird's moves when Bird was at Indiana State and Bantam was at the Pacers. He said he memorized his moves, and he said, I was ready for him when he came to the pros. And Bird said, he's the one guy he doesn't want to see guarded. And a foul the other way. Wait, let's see.
Called on, and see what happens, as I said earlier, they might have gone at Ainge a little too directly. And so you end up getting some offensive fouls rather than just making him have to play defense on everybody.
Maxwell beating McHale, who gets it inside. And you saw a matchup we're going to watch here. Larry Bird, who normally will all of a sudden get hot when the club needs it, guarded by Mike Bantam. Billy Cunningham off the bench. Wants to see his team take a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. Turn around, Julius. Rebound McHale. 2 minutes gone by, final period, 10-point Philadelphia lead. Biggest was 14. Boston had a 9-point lead late in the first stanza. Bird looking inside, Maxwell. Max defended well by Julius, but gets his own rebound in the basket. Boston is punishing inside on the offensive glass again.
Well, that's a tough shot.
With 9.5 minutes remaining in the fourth period. Julius Erving, 17 points in the game. Caldwell Jones has 8, but he's hit a couple from outside. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Julius off the mark. And McHale has done a heck of a job off the defensive glass since he's stayed in the game. Robert Parrish is going to the sideline. Ainge swings it to Bird. Bird playing with 4. Foul situation is a factor in this game. Bantam now picks up Maxwell. Irving is on Bird on a switch. Tipped by Richardson. And Bird turns around and just gets the shot off. No, 7 have been on the offensive boards. Marty Aronoff, our keen statistician, of course, tells us that offensive fouls are turnovers. Steal, 2-on-1. Ainge, Clint Richardson back. Danny, short jumper. 4 points for Danny Ainge.
Coaches hate those caught force passes.
Especially that play was a bad one. 6-point lead. Boston very much in the ball game. Cheeks, this is outside. And Bird. McHale has been the key, holding Philadelphia to 1 shot with his rebounding. And we have under 8:05 to go.
It looks like Boston's making a run in Philadelphia now. We've got to see how well they weather it.
Maxwell throws it up. McHale fights loose ball, same way. Boston ball, but Bobby Jones will come into the ball game. Here's the steal.
Now here's the pass to Richardson right there. That's not the pass you want to make.
Celtics 8 straight points. McHale 8 straight still. And a foul. Maxwell was going up with a shot, and now Boston is playing with a fervor that we haven't seen maybe in a game in 3 quarters. Not with 3 at this stage. Max misses. The Pollard forward. Unsung forward. Misses both free throws to hurt the Celtic cause. Bill Fitz. We saw the expression in what the 2 free throw misses meant to him. Irving out to Cheeks, back to the dot. Dot shooting over Maxwell. Wild. Bird the rebound. Celtics trying to cut it to 4, and that's going to get the chance on it. End-to-end action. Inside, Caldwell Jones goes up, blocked by Bird and McHale combined.
And they're playing defense underneath there that you can't believe.
Ainge coming out against Clint Richardson. Danny fall away is short, and Irving comes down with it. That's not the shot the Celtics wanted either. And here comes Cheeks. Shuffles it to Julius, into Bobby Jones. The basket counts and a foul.
Defense. They can go 4.5 minutes without a field goal and still have the lead.
They kind of weathered that storm. Let's see if the storm is over. Ainge to Bird. Double team quickly. Cheeks all over the place. 10 seconds on the clock. Bird draws the foul.
Down for a long time without a field goal.
When are they going to bring Parrish back?
It's hard to tell. because Fitz has his own way of substituting. He wants to. I know he'll have him down. He'll have him in there for the going down the stretch.
There's Robert on the line on the bench right now. He has 14 points. The Celtics have missed 11 free throws, 17 of 28. That has hurt their cause tremendously. Richardson outside. Tony loves to shoot when the pressure is on. The Celtics know it because he's burned them before. 30-point games last year. He's 6 for 10 from the field, and Andrew with 12.
And he's another guy that wants that ball going down the stretch.
Oh, does he ever? Mr. Bird, Maxwell against Bobby Jones.
Offensive foul they called on Maxwell.
He had it all away.
Now see, Bobby Jones is giving ground, and that's one of the reasons that they call it. Although he's moving, if you're moving with the offensive man and you give ground, then he initiates the contact.
That's a good point. Most people would think because he was moving automatically, it would mean that he didn't have position. Tony misses Bird, looking quickly down court, loops it to Henderson. Tony tries for the steal. Henderson gets the bucket.
Great outlet pass by Larry Bird. That's what the good rebounders do. They look for the first thing they do is take a look up court to see what's there. If there's nothing there, then they just bring it up slow.
5:50, plenty of time remaining. They're isolating Julius on Maxwell. 19 for Julius Erving, who becomes the high scorer in the ball game. Maxwell goes in and gets them right back.
That gets you before you know you make a heck of a shot, and before you get a chance at the defense up, they've scored.
That triple-double that they talk about, as you look at Julius Erving, the triple-double, Larry Bird now has it. They tried a little pick-and-roll screen out of bounds. Boston ball. Timeouts remaining. Boston has 4 plus a 20. Philadelphia has 3. Boston also has a 20-second timeout. McHale. Caldwell Jones hits him. And a foul on CJ.
And he's
coming into this game.
And one statistic that you can't, they don't have number for is the good defense he's playing.
McHale. Tough basket by Kevin McHale, who made all the big plays against Washington and is playing superbly in this series. A 6-man, 6 for 8 from the field for McHale. We can't emphasize that deal more, that Parrish and McHale for the number 1 pick and the number 13 pick. Caldwell Jones. Not that time, but yes, that time inside. And the basket after we score. Well, they stopped them that way.
That's what you have to do. Boston's one of those teams that take the ball out when you make it and run the break.
Take it right out of the net, throw the distance. Henderson, nice reverse layup, and he was double teamed on the baseline.
And he's playing with 5 fouls. Doesn't seem to bother him very much either.
And maybe Bill Fitz said, look, just go out all the way. We need it now. Don't hold anything back. With 4 minutes remaining in the 4th period, Tony with Ames down. Bobby Jones.
He shoots better from that side of the court.
16 for Bobby Jones. 5 men in double figures for Philadelphia. They had 7 in doubles in game 2. Ames controls it. 3:40 remaining, 4th period.
They're taking the inside, but there's not much in there.
8-point lead for Philadelphia. Maxwell blocked by Caldwell Jones. Big defensive play. Irving, Bobby Jones. Great play. Watch the Philadelphia appeal. And a foul. Maxwell shaken up. Hurt his right knee. Foul by Bobby Jones. 3 on Bobby. And he's limping.
Let's see if we can see the play. I think he got a knee right above the knee. A little contact there, right there. Caldwell Jones hit him with his knee.
Sixers with 14 fouls. Boston only 2. 3:07 showing on the clock. Maxwell has 17 points. 5 Celtics in doubles. Bill Fitz could be facing a 2-1 deficit going into tomorrow's game. 1 o'clock, game 4 here at the Spectrum. The 2 great ball clubs, the top 2 records in the NBA going at it for Eastern supremacy and a shot at the title. LA with a 3-0 lead against San Antonio out west to wrap it up tonight. Tony against Dane. 4 seconds on the clock. Loses it. Irving comes in. No, doesn't make it. The 24-second clock had expired before Julius went up. You know, we saw the shooting percentage, which was in the 30s a little while ago. Philadelphia is shooting 58% this half, but in the fourth quarter, the shooting isn't that good because the defenses have been brilliant.
They've been good.
Henderson driving. McHale. Look at that shot. What balance, agility. Kevin McHale, 7 for 9. You look at the clock. Parrish stays on the bench. That's a story that bears looking into, Bill. Why Robert Parrish has been on the bench practically this entire fourth period with only 3 fouls.
Well, obviously, Fitz lacks the type of team he has out there because of the way you have to play. Say, for example, you have to use the hands in there. You have to do different things, and you have to have certain kind of players, style-wise, not in terms of talent, but style-wise, as I said earlier.
But he's such an intimidating and dominating player. I mean, whatever the style is. I mean, I'm sure Bill Fitch has a good reason. He's the coach. Under 2 minutes to play. Maxwell has 5 fouls, by the way. McHale, outstanding defensive rebounding. Maybe it's because McHale has been so remarkable in that spot. And Maxwell has played well. And Bird is in there. So maybe that's why Parrish is the odd man out in this case. Anyway, it's an interesting conjecture anyway. Clint Richardson, his 4th foul, and Mo Cheeks, who has 18 points, coming into the ball game. McHale has 10 rebounds in the ball game, 7 of them in this period. Henderson. And of course, the second foul within the 2-minute mark automatically calls for the penalty. Colonial Invitational Golf. Coming up next, Jack Nicklaus the leader. Game 4 of our best-of-7 Philly-Boston playoff tomorrow at 1 right here at the Spectrum. 4-point game. Philadelphia trying to protect it. Watch the clock. 16 on the shot clock.
The really funny thing about trying to protect the lead is that you play to the team that's behind you, play into their hands almost all the time.
Tony open, top of the key. Foul. It counts. And he hit his head. Hit his head on the floor. So it's a 6-point lead, minute and a half to go. Henderson. He's got 5. McHale has 5. Maxwell has 5. Bird. Maxwell blocked by Bobby Jones.
Outstanding defensive play because Maxwell had faked him and he still got a chance to block it.
This is how he got hurt.
Now here's Tony shooting right there.
Ames just hit from the corner. Danny Ames from the corner. And it's a 4-point game again. 1:10 remaining. Fourth period. Boston picking up their defense at the 3-quarter mark. A lot of timeouts remaining. And a lot of time on the
And every time the Sixers go in the corner, the Celtics are going to trap. It looks that way.
8 seconds on the clock. Ainge all over Tony. Next foul for Boston. It'll be penalty time. Tony. Oh, no.
Foul. Offensive foul they call. Offensive goaltending. And that might have stayed in on Caldwell Jones.
You be the judge.
There's the shot. It's bouncing around now. Well, it was going to come out.
Yeah. 49 seconds to go. The Celtics have called a timeout. Philadelphia has 3 timeouts remaining. The Celtics have 2 plus a 22nd. This is an important game for Boston. They can pull this game out with Tiny Archibald out of action. Boy, that'd be a big win for them. Here's 2 good friends tonight.
Haven't they been down there long enough?
And they need something this time down.
99-97. Billy Cunningham has set the play, and Cheeks tells the team. 30 seconds to go now. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Game 3, hanging in the balance. Tony against Danny Ainge. Behind to Julius. Julius blocked by McHale, and Boston saves it. Celtics can tie. 16 seconds to go in the fourth period. And they have all the time to shoot.
Now, will they go for a 3-pointer or will they go for a tie?
Bird for 2. Off the glass. Maxwell can't tie it up. Maxwell blocked inside. Maxwell blocked. And a foul. Philadelphia's defense has been magnificent when they needed it. Incredible. Simply incredible.
And it wasn't because Maxwell wasn't trying, I can tell you that. And that game is over.
To leave the floor. Here's how the last 10 seconds ended.
Here's Bird. He's inside the three-point lane. Maxwell gets the rebound. He shoots. Bounces around. Doesn't go. He gets his own rebound. Gets it blocked. He gets it again. And he's thrown away by Cheeks. And then he makes the pass, and there's the game right there.
And the most valuable player, Bobby Jones. The Miller High Life MVP award goes to Bobby Jones. 18 points, 50% from the line. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 block shots, and very frankly, it could have gone to a lot of people. A tremendous effort. The Philadelphia 76ers won it on defense, and we saw the kind of defense they used at the tail end when the Celtics, with Cedric Maxwell relentlessly going up for second and third shots, could not score the tying basket.